Ricky Carmichael hoping to make another memorable moment here tonight inside the Edward Jones Dome. Mechanic Mike Gosler making the final adjustments to the Suzuki number 4. Ricky's final appearance here in St. Louis, and he loves this dirt here, Aaron.
He most definitely does, but the number 11 of Travis Preston behind me had a little bit of a funny story to tell us this week. When I caught up with him earlier, I noticed that he looked a little bit fatigued, a little bit tired, and he said actually the reason being my wife had just purchased a miniature donkey, and she brought it in onto their farm where they've got a whole bunch of chickens and stray dogs, and the problem is all the stray dogs have been attacking the donkey, which they named Bunny Ears, and it's kept him up all night long, every single night, trying to fend off all these stray dogs from attacking the donkey. A little funny story about Travis Preston as he's getting revved up and being dropped.
Aaron, I can honestly say that is probably the first time a donkey has ever been a part of a Progressive Direct pre-race report. Here's the up close for tonight. Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart have both collected heat race wins. Ryan Clark took the last chance qualifier win. Here's a look at the starting grid. Our Dunlop starting grid. All the right names are there. Jeff, how do you get a feeling for tonight's race? What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I think we're going to have a great main event. There's been a lot of crazy stuff happen all night long, and the track's got a lot of ruts in it. I think there's going to be a lot of mistakes by each and every rider.
Heath Bosch used one of his provisionals to get into the main event tonight, so we'll actually have a 21 rider game. Ryan Clark carrying our onboard camera on his number 32 Honda. There he is, all set and ready to go. 32nd board is sideways. It looks like Chet Reed's the whole shot.
Carmichael's buried back in the back.
Down goes Tedesco. Ivan Tedesco and Tim Ferry are both down.
And that was Tim Ferry trying to pick up the Suzuki of Ivan Tedesco, which Tedesco caused that. He went down in the sand.
Meanwhile, up front, Chad Reed and James Stewart battling hard for the lead.
Here's a charge.
Stewart inside. And Reed comes back, and up goes Stewart, and down goes Reed. And through goes the 917 of Eric Sorby. And there goes Carmichael.
And Reed's got his bike going. Stewart still has not started his bike.
Jeff, we know how hard it is to start these 450s. Now he's away. We had a feeling this was going to be a wild night. Eric Sorby on the 917 leading the main event in St. Louis.
Well, it looks like he needs to stay down at the Stewart facility more often.
Here's Carmichael. Carmichael is 4 riders behind Sorby.
Wow, that is an amazing turn of events there.
But Chad Reed is right behind Carmichael. So Sorby's about to get a lot of company. Nathan Ramsey runs in second. Here comes Ramsey. Also in this mix, the 118 of Davy Milsaps.
Carmichael sticking it in there. On Johnson, I believe that was, and moving up another spot. He's up in the 4th already. I'm sure he's going to be getting the pinboard signals from his mechanic, Mike Gosler, that the number 7 of Stewart's quite a ways back. Number 22 of Reed's just a couple behind him.
Stewart listed in 17th right now. Let's go back and take a look at Ivan Tedesco's incident, taking down Tim Ferry in the process.
They watch off the start here. Tedesco gets tucks the front wheel, and the bike actually flips up and hits Tim Ferry.
Boy, Ferry took that rear tire right in the chops.
See Stewart closing them off, and Reed just comes straight across. He came from way outside, straight across to take them both out. I'm sure he wasn't intending on taking himself down, but just pushing Stewart wide.
And Eric Sorby on the 917 continues to lead here. The rider out of Lake Elsinore, California.
He's actually a native of France, living in Lake Elsinore, California, but this is the first time that he's ever led a main event here. This has got to be feeling great, getting up in the laps led.
Carmichael gets around Ramsey. So the Makita Suzuki rider with that red number plate, because he's a reigning AMA Supercross champion, looking to catch Sorby. Oh, Sorby goes inside. It's a slower line, but a good line, and Carmichael takes the lead. The crowd cheering wildly because this is Carmichael's last visit to St. Louis, and he's looking to make another memorable moment here in the Edward Jones Dome.
And when you talk about all-out speed here, the guys that can challenge Carmichael for the win, we're talking about Chad Reed. He's got a couple of guys in between him and Carmichael, but Carmichael's got a clear track now. I look for him to
battle for second. Nathan Ramsey on the 25, teammate to Chad Reed, who runs just behind him on the San Manuel Yamaha. So Ramsey's up to second.
Now see, these guys are taking that inside line there over the off camera. I don't like it. You see Sorby taking a look over his shoulder. He looked too soon because another second later, Reed came in on the inside.
Reed, Sorby right back at him. Sorby not afraid to mix it up, is he?
Well, this is someplace that he's wanted to be, and fortunately he had his chance to run up front here. And he's a heck of a personality, and I'm sure he's having the time of his life out here right now.
Jeff, we got to tip the hat to the 118. Davy Milsaps, he's running in fifth. And guess what? James Stewart coming like a freight train. Look at him through the whoops. The number 7 already up to 10.
Yeah, Stewart just wheeling through those whoops, not even setting the front wheel down until the little triple afterwards.
Team San Manuel Yamaha battling right here for second. And Reed is past his teammate, Nathan Ramsey. Now, you can see Carmichael off in the distance. Reed about a straightaway behind. It's a gap of about 5 to 6 seconds between this man, Carmichael, and Chad Reed. There's Reed.
There's Ramsey. He's having the best night that he's had all season. You know, he's had a lot of bad luck and whatnot, but he's been suffering from bad starts. And here tonight, he's got a great start, so now he's running up front. This is what he's capable of doing.
And Stewart, head down, charging hard on the Monster Factory Kawasaki. Picking off a couple of more riders, including Milsaps. So that puts Stewart inside the top 5. You never know with James Stewart how we've seen him lose it, crash, and come back and fight all the way to the front of the field. He's doing it again here tonight. He's up on Kevin Windham. That's a challenge for 4th.
And what's amazing is right now Carmichael setting the fast time with 45.1 out front with a clear track. You got James Stewart just turned to 44.7, so 0.4 of a second faster, and he's coming through traffic even.
It's like the traffic isn't even there. Stewart, look at him pulling away for Windham. The drive he gets out of the corner, just incredible. And he's up to Nathan Ramsey now. Let's watch Stewart through the sand section. One of the trickiest parts of this circuit.
Look how deep he jumps in there, finds a good groove, and then tries to pick the front wheel up and wheelie out. You don't want to get the front wheel buried in that soft stuff, like we've seen Tedesco do off the start.
I mean, he's just reeled in Ramsey.
We're going to have to see if he gets a clear track and he hits that rhythm section, does the 3-3-1, because that's going to be the faster line.
Look at how far he goes through the whoops. I mean, he goes by Ramsey like he's not even there. Just incredible. Laid out, ready for the corner, and off he goes.
He is so dialed in right now. He is charging hard.
Talk about a rider in his zone. Well, James Stewart, very impressive. Let's go back to our Progressive Direct Whole Shot replay. Watch Chad Reed.
Chad Reed coming from 6 over. Everybody's bunching up there. Just keeps it inside enough to take the Progressive Direct Whole Shot Award.
Well, to see this and other whole shots from throughout the season, visit WholeShotHeaven.com. James Stewart on a mission here tonight, trying to reel in Chad Reed and Ricky Carmichael. Can he do it? Stay with us to find out. Welcome back to St. Louis. Ricky Carmichael is leading, but look at the battle for second now. James Stewart has caught Chad Reed.
He is unbelievable ride right now. He is charging so hard. It was only 9 laps ago that him and Reed were both on the ground. Now they're in second, third.
Well, he can't rest there either because 8 seconds in front of these two is Ricky Carmichael. But then again, since Carmichael's not running the entire season, getting just around Chad Reed is like a win as far as the points are concerned.
Well, that it is, but James Stewart likes to win races. He likes to win races convincingly, and he's definitely put himself in an opportunity here.
And he's got second from Reed.
Ironically, the same corner that they crashed off that first lap.
Was there a little payback in the way that he did that?
No, I think that he just wanted to make it stick. A little bit of attitude, but James knows that the number 4 is out front, and that's the goal. The goal isn't to have any problems with Reed or push him off the track. The goal is to win the race, and so he's got 9 laps to do it.
James Stewart's best lap, a 44.8. I should say Ricky Carmichael's best, a 44.8. Stewart's best, a 44.4. He's 10 seconds behind. There's 9 laps to go. Can he do it, Jeff?
I believe he can. He's going to be close.
Kyle Lewis has Ricky Carmichael behind him. Into the sand section goes Carmichael. Now, the one thing you're not going to get a lot of from Ricky Carmichael is mistakes, Jeff.
We'll take a look at this replay. Stewart just comes in with so much more momentum. Now, he was going to take the inside. He darts to the outside instead of taking the inside groove to block Chad Reed. Reed knows he's there, tries to sneak back around the outside. Stewart makes it stick.
Look at how quickly James got from the brake to the throttle and got around it, getting back into the gas like that.
Well, you said the proper words earlier, is that James Stewart is in the zone right now.
Well, you saw Ricky Carmichael fly past our onboard camera. You also see Ivan Tedesco back out there, getting back up after the crash. Tim Ferry did so as well.
We'll keep an eye on the interval right now as you see Ricky doing that 3.31, which is a great line, turning a 46.5 this last time. Ninja dropped off the pace almost 2 seconds a lap because of the traffic. And right now, the gap, or the last lap across the finish line, Carmichael and Stewart was 7.8 seconds apart.
And it had been 10 seconds prior to that, so Stewart has picked up about 2.5 seconds. But look at how he gets to that wood section.
He's in the middle of a lot of traffic there.
Tedesco caught up in that big pack of traffic. Carmichael already through that. Boy, Aaron, Ricky Carmichael looking so good here tonight.
Well, Ricky Carmichael flawless as usual, but if you can see his mechanic, Mike Gossler, pulling out the mechanics board, he's allowing Ricky to see exactly how far James Stewart is behind. This is not the first time we've seen James catch up, but he does have a fair ground ahead of him at this point. We'll wait and see what pans out.
Well, Aaron, on that last lap, Ricky stretched it back out. Jeff, he gained about 2 seconds back on James. There's Mike Gossler with the pit board.
Well, I think there might be opportunity with that too, because Carmichael's got a clear track right now. They got through the bulk of the lappers. Stewart's right in the middle of all those guys.
Well, Ricky Carmichael, the one thing we don't have a lot of opportunities, Jeff, is to watch him ride Supercross. Only a couple left to go. He's going to ride Daytona, which you'll see here on Speed, and Orlando. You'll see his finale, an AMA Supercross competition right here on Speed.
I'll tell you what, Carmichael he's on cruise control right now. He's just got all of his lines figured out. He's going to be real careful to stay out of all the deep ruts, stay away from the lappers, and not make any mistakes. Definitely a sentimental favorite here, you know, to win this one. And he ends up locking this down. The fans here in St. Louis are definitely going to give him a lot of praise for that.
Looking for the gap back to Stewart. There he is. Ricky, of course, will join us in the booth some more before the year is out as well, including the season finale, which you'll see live here on Speed from Sam Boyd Stadium in Las Vegas that first Saturday in May.
Which is an incredible treat. We love having him in here, and just first-hand knowledge and experience of what's going on out there, so it's something really special.
James Stewart has lost more time to Ricky. He closed it up to 7 seconds. It's back to 11.8 now. Do you think he's just settling in?
Well, I definitely think that. I think that he probably, after he moved past Reed, got into second place position, got the pit board from his mechanic, Jeremy Albrecht, that, hey, this is where you need to be. You're ahead of the guy that's at second points. Just keep it on 2 wheels. It's been a crazy night all around, and So for him to be here in second place in a position to take or add more points to his points lead is definitely what he wanted to do.
Unfortunately for Chad Reed, though, he saw the possibility with a hole shot, maybe get out and get a win, and instead he ends up in the dirt, and now he's looking at third, and again, losing points to James Stewart.
Yeah, as it is now, as it stands, he would lose 2 points to Stewart. We keep talking about that it's so important. If you want to be Supercross champion, you go out and win some races, because what Stewart's done tonight is, for all this bad luck and being on the ground, he's dug deep, brought up his intensity, and he flew through the pack. I mean, he was going past guys like Windham and all these, but they were standing still.
We talk about how key starts are to winning in Supercross, and boy, Chad Reed put together a brilliant start here tonight. Ricky Carmichael putting together exactly what he had to do, taking advantage of the opportunity when it opened, and then disappearing into the sky here tonight, putting together some very quick laps, getting out front, pulling away, making the gap just too big.
Well, I guess we can see why now. He chose St. Louis as one of his selected events. He likes this place, and he's making another great memory here tonight.
It'll be 1 to go for Ricky Carmichael.
Got to be a great feeling, Ralph. You know, he's still working hard, even though he's not racing for the full championship. He's still training and testing and working hard and focused as ever. And I think it's pretty incredible. He hasn't just, you know, taken some parade laps during opening ceremonies and kind of rode off into the sunset. This guy's actually still trying to win races, even as he's headed into retirement.
And you know what, Jeff? I don't think he knows any other way to do it. And Joe Nemechek, his teammate at Ginn Racing here on off Nextel Cup weekend. Joe, a big moto fan, flew up here with his son to take in the races and told Ricky he better get a win, trying to get him going, and it looks like it worked. Ricky Carmichael wins in his final trip to St. Louis, taking the victory in the Edward Jones Dome for the final time. James Stewart takes second, Chad Reed third. Another memorable moment for the one they called the GOATs. Well, the fans came into the Edward Jones Dome tonight hoping to get one more great look at the one they call the GOAT, greatest of all time. And Aaron Bates, he gave it to him. Another memorable moment for Ricky Carmichael.
He most certainly did, Ralph, and this track is known for making mistakes on, but the one guy that was consistent and absolutely flawless the entire race, Ricky, that was you. How did you manage to pull it off?
You know what, those 2 guys went down. I don't know what happened, but I don't know if I could have got him. I mean, I rode good, you know, I rode solid, but spotting those guys 4 seconds like that, it just ain't getting the job done. But they had carnage. Reed got back up, and you know what, dude? He had his chance to get me, and I put my head down, and I was cooking. I'm so pumped to get the win, man. You guys have no idea.
That was some tough luck last year here at Edward Jones Stadium. What does it mean for you to come back with redemption and go out on top?
Yeah, you know what, to come back here and rebound, I love this place. That's why I came here, and what happened last year was crazy, and you're going to have those kind of races. But glad to get a win for Suzuki. You know, my streak's coming to an end here, and like to get one more out of the next 2.
Sweet success for Ricky Carmichael. We look forward to seeing him again in the sand at Daytona next weekend.
Oh, it's going to be great. You're going to see it right here on Speed. It's going to be a spectacular night of racing. Carmichael, Stewart, and Reed. And look at Kevin Windham, Nathan Ramsey, another great night. He's really continuing to improve.
Yeah, he keeps getting better each and every week, and that's a great ride for Nathan.
What a battle we had between James Stewart and Chad Reed, Aaron.
The tempers are flaring down here, that's for sure. James Stewart picking it up at the last second. What was going through your head, and what kind of argument was taking place with you and Chad Reed?
No, I just knew I had to get back up and regroup. You know, I'm in for a long run, and you know, I don't know. So, you know, I'm just happy to be up on the podium. You know, after going from dead last to come back, you know, I felt like it was a good recovery. But I just got to give it to Team Kawasaki. You know, the bike was working really good, and we'll just go to Daytona next week. But it's all good.
Now, you are so far back in the pack. Is there any point where you had thought thought that you were managed to catch up?
Nah, I knew I had to. You know, it was no choice. And, you know, like I said, you know, I'm in shape. And, you know, I know I can run 20 laps as fast as I can go. So I didn't have no choice. It's just the craziest thing. You know, lappers are going now everywhere. Actually, they weren't any lappers. I was racing against them. So, you know, I felt like I recovered good and ended up with second place and still got some points.
And lastly, what words were spoken by Chad Reed to you when you pulled off the track?
You know, I'm just happy to be up here. You know, I'm just, you know, ecstatic to be up here. And we'll see each other next week. And, you know, no dirty moves from my part. You know, I'm just out here racing for a championship.
Congratulations out there. These guys are pretty tight-lipped, but maybe we can get it from this guy. Chad, what words were spoken to from James Stewart to you when the race was over?
I mean, we were nice. I don't know if we could repeat it, but man, I'm out there to race, you know, and I'm not going to get pushed around like I've been getting. And my starts are awesome, and you know, I felt awful all weekend, and I just wanted to get back in there and be aggressive. And you know, we came together and we both went down. You know, I didn't want both of us to go down this last thing, but you know, it's racing, and I'm super pumped to get back up, get on the podium, and just want to thank all the guys at San Manuel and all the guys at Yamaha. Man, Parts, Thor, Unbound, and all the guys at VP Fuel.
Well, guys, the battle is heating up here from St. Louis.
Well, and Aaron, it's going to go on to Daytona next week, but it's going to wrap up live on Speed in Las Vegas, Sam Boyd Stadium. Chad Reed and James Stewart will settle it there. Chad Reed is getting great starts, but when you watch James Stewart come through the field like he did tonight, it is so impressive. He leads the world points and the AMA points, extending the lead in both. And as we said, Daytona is next. We're all headed to Bike Week, getting ready for an incredible week of racing. Of course, Supercross is going to be a huge part of that on Friday. But first, the road racing season kicks off. 2:30 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday, we'll have Daytona 200 qualifying. The Super Stock and Super Sport race get back together with Old Fast Freddie Spencer and Craig White for all that action. Aaron and Jeff will join me for the Daytona Supercross by Honda. You'll see it 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, Friday night, same day coverage. Saturday, 11 a.m., the Superbike race. We'll show you the Grand National Dirt Track action from the stadium, and then the granddaddy of them all, the Daytona 200 by Honda. What a great week. Can't wait. Headed down there Monday. Ricky Carmichael's last visit to St. Louis ends with him on the top step of the podium. The series moves on to Daytona. Bike Week is up next. For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emig, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from St. Louis. Congratulations to the GOAT.